Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. This is another presentation from www.central-mosque.com and from the Humble Heart YouTube channel about Eid and Jumu'ah COVID-19 restrictions. If you're having problems keeping up with me, simply switch on subtitles or closed captions. The button looks like this in this video. In order to create this presentation, I've read and consumed the material in Urdu, English, and Arabic. I then called specific scholars and asked for explanations on their writings. This video is a synthesis of my findings, verified by scholars. I am the kind of person who wants all of the options laid out in a nice, neat manner. So here it is. This synthesis is based on the Hanafi Madhab. Why? Why have I not created a detailed analysis of all of the positions on all of the madhabs? So here are my reasons. I follow the Hanafi madhab and this is my channel. Number two, differences of opinions exist in various madhabs and scholars. I felt that listing all of these differences and evidences will be confusing. While I want to present a practical solution and not academically go through a myriad of options to confuse people. Large number of Muslims follow the Hanafi madhab. The Hanafi madhab in this area is the most flexible and the least restrictive, which I found. Generally, we know of two important massive congregational prayers, which are Jumu'ah, Friday, and Eid prayers. There's similarity and differences between the two. The khutbah or the sermon is a condition in Friday prayers, and without the sermon, the Friday prayer will not be valid. The khutbah or the sermon is sunnah for Eid prayers, and without the sermon, the prayer will be valid, although makruh or disliked. I've added a link in the description of this video with a short Arabic khutbah and transliteration in English. The minimum congregational size is the same for both prayers, and we'll discuss that later. The general permission clause in the Hanafi madhab was added to deter the rich and the powerful from creating their own socially acceptable congregations. Imagine that billionaires decided that they will have their own Jummah club and anyone with a net worth of less than $1 billion will not be allowed to attend. We don't have any such scenario now or before coronavirus, but we will discuss this later. Social distancing between rows is detailed in WHO guidelines and acceptable to make your rows with distance between people and then distance between rows. This is the picture of the mosque of Mufti Taqi Usmani Hafidhahullah Ta'ala in Karachi, and this is from Haram in Makkah. So no issues here. See the link in the description to WHO guidelines. The minimum congregational number for both Friday and Eid prayers is the same. The strongest opinion and the fatwa is to have an imam plus 3 male followers, which is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala and Imam Muhammad rahimahullah ta'ala. However, it is the opinion of Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah ta'ala that the minimum congregation size should be imam plus 2 male followers. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the imam plus 2 male followers is a valid opinion for both Friday and congregational prayers. I have checked it. Generally, all articles which you may have come across list only this well-known opinion, which is imam plus 3 male followers. But once again, the opinion of Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah ta'ala is imam plus 2 male followers, and it is a perfectly valid position to take during the time of coronavirus. When it comes to the general permission issue, Mufti Taqi Usmani Hafidhahullah Ta'ala writes, the condition for the permissibility of performing Jumu'ah Salah even in non-Muslim countries is that general permission, Idhn Am, is granted for all Muslims to attend. However, large places within the city consisting of many people such as prisons, airports, and big factories are exempted. Jumu'ah is permitted in such places even if permission is not granted to the general public due to security and administrative reasons, provided all those inside are not prevented from attending Jumu'ah. In the light of current lockdown, Muslims residing in non-Muslim countries may perform Jumu'ah in places like compound or hall where people are not refused from attending. If this is not possible or the law does not allow it, then they should perform Zuhr at home in congregation, and if not possible, then individually. I have spoken to many scholars and they say during COVID-19 it will be permissible to pray at home with your family and there are no issues with that whatsoever. So if your local council or your local public health authority allows it, then it will be permissible for 3 people or 4 people to pray at a park, whether it is Jumu'ah or Eid prayers. So in summary, for Jumu'ah prayers, whether it is at home or park, it will be Imam plus 3 male followers, ideally, or Imam plus 2 male followers and a short khutbah. The Eid prayers at home or park, so remember, this is your local council or your local public health authority allowing it. It will be additional takbirs, and there are 6 additional takbirs in Eid Salah in the Hanafi Madhab, and there are 3 in the first and 3 in the second. Imam plus 3 male followers minimum congregation size is ideal, but Imam plus 2 male followers is permitted, and a short khutbah. Now, the same short khutbah, which is in the description of this video, is fine for Eid prayers, and there's no need to have a longer sermon or special additional words or phrases. I'm emphasizing this issue because generally in the mosque you've heard long khutbah with takbirs repeated several times. It is not needed and not necessary, and nothing is being violated due to COVID-19 restrictions at all. In fact, as I said earlier, if someone skips the khutbah or sermon altogether, it is makruh or disliked, but the Eid prayers will be valid. So, is there any evidence of doing Eid prayers at home? I was unable to find any evidence where Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ever missed his Eid prayers, but there are plenty of examples from the life of the noble companions, and I will just list 2 for brevity. When Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, missed his Eid prayers, he used to collect his family members and perform it like the Imam does congregational Eid prayers. Ibn Sirin, may Allah be pleased with him, states that the companions and their successors used to consider it mustahab, praiseworthy, for the one who missed their Eid prayers to go towards the jungle and act like the Imam. Acting like the Imam in both these cases means that the Imam leading the congregation in Eid prayers with additional takbirs, etc. So lastly, what happens when a person does not have enough family members at home and the mosques are closed, or you cannot even stand 6 to 10 feet apart from each other, or you cannot collect 4 people or even 3 people? Then for missing the Jummah Friday prayers, you should perform Zohar at home, in congregation or individually. The preferred opinion of scholars in this case is that Zohar should be done individually and not with congregation. However, if someone decides to have a congregation, then this is just normal congregation, so you just need 2 people, for example, husband and wife, are sufficient, and the prayer will be valid. This is for Friday prayers. If you're unable to perform Eid prayers in a similar manner, then you may perform 2 or 4 nafil salah individually and without any extra takbirats. This prayer has to be done individually and there's no congregation for it. I hope you find the whole presentation useful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.